Hi, everybody. It is 10:30, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. I am an Intuit Premier Reseller, and I specialize in Intuit Field Service Management. I've signed on many businesses to Intuit Field Service, and I also specialize in the other QuickBooks products as well and can speak to any of them. Additionally, I frequently help my customers upgrade their existing QuickBooks and add on payroll or merchant service payments to their QuickBooks Desktop or their QuickBooks Online. And I do have a special discounted rate that I can offer you. So if you're interested in purchasing any QuickBooks products, especially Intuit Field Service Management, please give us a call at 651-927-8850. And my contact information is on the screen. You can find me on QuickBooks's national website, quickbooks.corrigo.com/local experts. And there is my website, a link to my website as well. A broadcast of this recording will go out after the demonstration today. So I'm just going to jump into the PowerPoint slides here. Sorry, just give me 1 second. There it goes. So what is Intuit Field Service Management? It's QuickBooks' work order scheduling cloud-based system, and it's really designed for your service, repair, and equipment maintenance and installation company, and it does talk to your QuickBooks Online and your QuickBooks Desktop. Sorry about that. My PowerPoint just decided to kink out on me there. Today, I'm just going to walk you through a typical workflow. The office is going to create the work order from Intuit Field Service Management and dispatch the job to the technician, and the technician is going to receive the job on his mobile device using the Intuit Field Service Management app. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump in. I'm going to show you two scenarios. One is a non-paid scenario and one is a paid scenario. So let's go ahead and find our first customer. Say new work order, and then we're going to say next. And we're in the second step of the work order wizard now. As you can see, there are 4 steps. So first, we're going to do a service, and we're going to choose service and repair, and there's no heat. So you can say, customer called in, and this is the section where you're going to be telling the technician more details. Okay. Now you're going to be reviewing and you're going to be assigning the technician. So we're going to go ahead and say it's going to be for today. We're going to use our technician, Chris, and you can see this is the current schedule right now, today's schedule. The black line represents the current time, and the work orders that are on the board right now, you can see 2 of them are overdue, which means they haven't been started yet. You can see that this one's in progress, it's green. And then these have been picked up, but they haven't yet been started. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a 12 o'clock start time. And you can choose a secondary technician as well, as many secondary technicians as you'd like, but you can only choose one primary. And then now I'm in the last step to review and confirm it, and I can edit any of these sections here. And then I'm going to go ahead and finish it off. All right, so that work order has been created, and now we're going to just create one more. Gonna go ahead and walk through it again. I love Duck Donuts, my son, it's his favorite. So I'm gonna say next. All right, I'm gonna choose Chris again. And I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off. Okay, so I've got them on my iPad now. And your technicians can use any Android or Apple device. Okay, so there's my iPad. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my waiting for pickup queue. Now, these are going to come in order of how they were received. So Ron and Tara are ahead of Duck Donuts and Julie King, but you can start them in any order that you wish. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Tara, the customer that we started with first, who had no heat. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the work order to let the office know that I've seen it. If I'm using the time card module, it won't start tracking my time until I hit en route or start on that job. When I'm ready to go ahead and leave my home or leave the next job, I'm going to go ahead and hit en route. Then I'm going to click on the service address to get directions. Once I've arrived, I'm going to go ahead and start the job. So what is it I'm doing today? Customer called in and said they did not have heat since last night. Okay. You can also contact the customer by clicking on the number, and that will pull up the phone for the customer to call the customer. If you're using a tablet, it won't dial out from the tablet, but what it will do is it will pull up the number for you. If you have it downloaded on your phone, it will dial out. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the job now by hitting complete, and then I'm going to make a note. Customer called in because they did not have any heat. I was able to repair the coil on their furnace and it is working just fine. I used a coil and I was on site for 2 hours, period. So I'm going to add a furnace here. Now I've completed the job. I can go ahead and edit those attributes and add any of this information. So I'm going to go ahead and add the model here. Okay, and you can go ahead and snap a few pictures. There's my computer. All right. And now I'm done. I'm not going to accept a payment on site. I'm going to let the office handle it, but I'm still going to get a signature on that work order. So you turn it around to the customer at this point, and you go ahead and accept a signature. I'm going to send that off now. And I'm going to attach that signature and send it over to the contact that's listed there. So now I'm going to move on to my next job. I'm going to go into the Duck Donuts, and I'm going to pick up and start this work order. And it says the furnace is not working. So I am going to accept a payment today. I'm going to go ahead and complete it. Customer called in because the furnace was not working. I was able to fix it and I was on site for 2 hours, period. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the invoice total section here where you see $0, and I'm going to add some line items. Now I'm going to hit add new line item, and these are the line items that are in QuickBooks in the price list. So if you do want to add a price list item, it's very easy. You add it in QuickBooks or in Field Service, and then it'll show up here. So I'm going to add my labor. And you can have the labor rate filled in, or you can go ahead and leave it a $0 labor rate there. And you can type over anything that you see. So if there's something that you wanted to pick, like, hey, I didn't find that coil, you could just type over anything you want and go ahead and add it in. So probably best to have like a miscellaneous item created. So that way the item name doesn't say like something different. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and get a signature. Okay, on that invoice, and then I'm going to send it off. And then I'm going to go ahead and get a payment. I'm going to use a check today. If you have the Intuit payment set up, it would be linked, the credit card would be linked. Okay, and I'm going to email that off. And now I'm finished. So now let's take a look at how that looks coming back to the browser. So this is the one we accepted a payment on. And it was paid by check, and it's going to automatically be approved. So it needs to be in the approved status for QuickBooks to accept it. If there is something missing, you can absolutely take it out of the approved status to edit that. Then you would be able to open that up and add any additional line items that were potentially missed. So I'm going to move this to approved, back to approved. It's okay. And the other one was Tara, and this is the one we did not take a payment on. So we do need to prepare an invoice against it. So I'm going to go ahead and add some charges. I can see he was on site for 2 hours. And we like to leave our labor rates blank because they're always changing. And there was a coil that was used. So I'm going to go ahead and I don't have a coil, so I'm just going to add one of these items here. And you should make a miscellaneous item so you don't have to type over anything. I should definitely have that in there. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and open up QuickBooks. And synchronize and have those invoices come over. And this synchronization process should just take a few minutes. It's something that you should run once a day. Okay. And it's just going to approve those 2 invoices. Okay, so that's finished. So let's take a look at those two invoices. You can see that is a paid, it has a green paid stamp, and then this one does not have a green paid stamp on it. So when you go to receive a payment on it, and you do want to say a credit or debit card, and you do have the Intuit merchant hooked in, um, it will pull up the Intuit payment box, and you can enter in the credit card number directly if you have that. It is very handy to have the Intuit merchant connected. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Just going to pull up some pricing on the screen. So here's a little the pricing. If you've got 1 to 10 users, it's $35 per user per month. And if you add on the time card or the service agreement module, it's an additional $15. The base license goes down to $31 if you're above 11 users. And then if you're above 40, it goes down to 28. So thank you so much for spending time with me today. I host these webinars every single Wednesday at 10:30. Sometimes I do miss a Wednesday, but usually not. So thanks so much. I do cover different topics. Today was just a standard demonstration. Hope you have a great week, and thank you for attending, and a recording will go out shortly.